Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever this video finds you, welcome to Villainous News. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. A new phase of warfare has begun. The conflict between Ukraine and Russia, which has already seen numerous twists and turns, is now entering uncharted territory. The war in Ukraine has entered a new phase, characterized by unprecedented boldness and strategic depth. Ukrainian forces are no longer just defending their territory, they are taking the fight to the heart of Russia. Ukraine is now striking targets deep inside Russia, a move that has caught many by surprise. These strikes are not just symbolic, they are aimed at crippling Russia's military capabilities and infrastructure. This is a significant development in the ongoing conflict. Military analysts and experts are closely monitoring these actions, as they could redefine the dynamics of the war. It marks a shift in strategy for Ukraine, showcasing their ability to conduct long-range operations. This new approach involves meticulous planning and coordination, highlighting the evolving nature of modern warfare. It also raises the stakes of the conflict, potentially drawing in more international attention and involvement. The global community is watching closely, as the implications of these strikes could be far-reaching. In recent months, Ukrainian forces have launched a series of bold attacks on Russian soil. These operations are not just about immediate tactical gains, but also about sending a clear message to Moscow. These attacks have targeted military installations, air bases, and other strategic infrastructure. The goal is to disrupt Russia's ability to wage war and to weaken its military presence. The most notable of these strikes was the attack on the Engels 2 air base. This air base is a critical component of Russia's strategic bomber fleet, making it a high-value target. This base is located hundreds of miles from the Ukrainian border, demonstrating the reach and precision of Ukraine's long-range capabilities. Such a strike requires advanced technology and intelligence. These attacks have demonstrated Ukraine's growing ability to project power into Russian territory. This newfound capability is a game changer, altering the strategic landscape of the conflict. They have also exposed vulnerabilities in Russia's defenses. The strikes have revealed gaps and weaknesses that were previously unknown, prompting a reevaluation of Russia's defensive strategies. The strikes have had a significant psychological impact on the Russian people. For many, the war has now become a tangible and immediate threat, affecting their daily lives and sense of security. They are a reminder that the war is not just being fought in Ukraine. The conflict has the potential to spill over borders, affecting civilians and altering the geopolitical landscape in unforeseen ways. Beyond the border, Ukraine's cross-border strikes are not without precedent. Since the beginning of the conflict, Ukraine has carried out limited attacks inside Russia. These attacks have primarily targeted military supply lines and logistics hubs. They have been crucial in disrupting Russia's war effort. One notable example is the attack on the Belgorod fuel depot in April 2022. This attack demonstrated Ukraine's ability to strike high-value targets inside Russia. It also highlighted the vulnerability of Russia's energy infrastructure. These early cross-border operations were limited in scope and scale. However, they laid the groundwork for Ukraine's more recent and ambitious strikes. They also provided valuable insights into Russia's defenses and vulnerabilities. Shifting sands mark the evolution of U.S. support for Ukraine. Over the years, the relationship between the two nations has grown increasingly complex and multifaceted. The United States has been a steadfast supporter of Ukraine since the beginning of the conflict. This support has taken many forms, from diplomatic backing to economic aid, and most notably, military assistance. However, the U.S. has been cautious about providing Ukraine with weapons that could be used to strike targets inside Russia. This caution is rooted in a broader strategy to manage the conflict without provoking a larger, more dangerous confrontation. This caution stems from a desire to avoid escalating the conflict. The U.S. aims to support Ukraine's defense while preventing actions that could lead to a direct confrontation with Russia, which could have severe global repercussions. However, the U.S. has gradually expanded the types of weapons it is providing to Ukraine. Initially, the aid consisted of defensive equipment, but over time, it has included more advanced and offensive capabilities. This shift reflects the changing nature of the conflict. As the situation on the ground evolves, so too does the nature of the support required by Ukraine to effectively defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity. It also acknowledges Ukraine's need for more advanced weapons to defend itself. The Ukrainian military has demonstrated resilience and adaptability, but the increasing sophistication of the conflict necessitates more sophisticated tools. The Biden administration has faced pressure from some lawmakers to provide Ukraine with longer-range missiles. These discussions have been part of a broader debate on how best to support Ukraine without crossing red lines that could escalate the conflict. These missiles would allow Ukraine to strike deeper into Russian territory. Such capabilities could potentially change the dynamics of the conflict, giving Ukraine a strategic advantage, but also increasing the risks of wider escalation. However, the administration has so far resisted these calls. The decision reflects a careful balancing act, weighing the immediate needs of Ukraine against the long-term implications for regional and global stability. The evolution of U.S. support for Ukraine continues to be a dynamic and closely watched aspect of international relations. Section 4, the arsenal of resistance. Examining the impact of Western weaponry, the weapons provided by the U.S. and its allies have been crucial in enabling Ukraine to resist the Russian invasion. These advanced systems have not only bolstered the defensive capabilities of Ukrainian forces, but have also shifted the dynamics on the battlefield. The influx of Western weaponry has been a game changer, providing a significant edge in various combat scenarios. These weapons have included anti-tank missiles, anti-aircraft systems, and artillery pieces. Each of these systems has played a pivotal role in countering the Russian military's advances. Anti-tank missiles have been particularly effective in neutralizing armored threats, while anti-aircraft systems have safeguarded Ukrainian airspace from aerial assaults. Artillery pieces have provided the necessary firepower to hold strategic positions and repel enemy forces. They have allowed Ukraine to inflict heavy losses on Russian forces. The destruction of Russian tanks and vehicles has not only demoralized the invading troops, but has also disrupted their supply lines and logistical support. This has led to significant setbacks for the Russian military, forcing them to reconsider their strategies and tactics. One of the most effective weapon systems provided to Ukraine has been the Javelin anti-tank missile. This advanced missile system has become a symbol of Ukrainian resistance, showcasing the power of modern technology in asymmetric warfare. The Javelin's ability to lock onto targets and deliver a devastating blow has made it a formidable tool in the hands of Ukrainian soldiers. This shoulder-fired missile has been highly effective in destroying Russian tanks and armored vehicles. Its precision and lethality have turned the tide in numerous engagements, allowing Ukrainian forces to punch above their weight. The javelin's impact on the battlefield cannot be overstated, as it has consistently proven its worth in combat. The javelin's portability and ease of use have made it a valuable asset for Ukrainian defenders. Its lightweight design allows soldiers to quickly reposition and adapt to changing combat conditions. This flexibility has been crucial in maintaining the element of surprise and executing effective ambushes against Russian armored columns. In addition to providing weapons, the U.S. and its allies have also provided Ukraine with intelligence and training. This comprehensive support has ensured that Ukrainian forces are not only well equipped, but also well prepared to face the challenges of modern warfare. The training programs have covered a wide range of skills, from tactical maneuvers to the effective use of advanced weaponry. This support has been essential in helping Ukraine to effectively use the weapons it has received. The combination of cutting-edge technology and rigorous training has enabled Ukrainian forces to maximize the potential of their arsenal. As a result, they have been able to mount a robust defense and achieve significant victories against a numerically superior adversary. The ongoing collaboration between Ukraine and its Western allies continues to play a critical role in the conflict, highlighting the importance of international solidarity in the face of aggression. Section 5. Russia's retaliation. A dangerous escalation or a sign of weakness. Russia has responded to Ukraine's cross-border strikes with a mix of anger and bluster. Russian officials have condemned the strikes as terrorist attacks and have vowed to retaliate. However, Russia's response has been relatively muted. Some analysts believe that Russia's muted response is a sign of weakness. They argue that Russia is reluctant to escalate the conflict further. Others believe that Russia is biding its time and is planning a more forceful response. Russia's response to Ukraine's cross-border strikes will be a key factor in determining the future course of the conflict. A measured response could help to de-escalate tensions. However, a more aggressive response could lead to a wider war. Thanks for joining us, and now here's Snowman with the Sports Report.
Is it only a 3-team race in the AFC East? Why is there no love being shown to Drake May and the New England Patriots? Let's explore. Hello, everybody. Brian Snow here with you as we are back with our AFC East preview. Now, you know I have a lot of graphics for every team, but the one I don't have is for the New England Patriots. That's because there are too many questions to ask. We'll get to all that in just a moment. If you like everything that you were seeing and hearing, courtesy of Snowman Multimedia and the Villainous Sports News, drop a like and a comment and a subscribe to youtube.com/@snowmanmultimedia, or you can drop and you can drop us a Cash App or a Super Chat to help us grow. The Patriots have too many questions to answer. Where does it start? Of course, it starts at the quarterback position because they drafted Drake May out of North Carolina. How has it gone for North Carolina quarterbacks? Mitchell Trubisky, anyone? I think the Patriots would have done a better job drafting him. But be that as it may, that's the biggest hole they have to fill, but not the only one. Who's going to carry the ball besides the Lamondre Stevenson? Who's going to take a chance and get downfield? Who's going to get open? What is Gerard Mayo doing with this team? What is Gerard Mayo doing for this team? I told you there were too many questions to answer. Couldn't just fit it into one. Have to see everything that goes on with the New England Patriots this year. One of the teams that has always fallen to the Patriots, except for the final game last year, the New York Jets. And they have a little hope this year because Breece Lightning is back in tow. Breece Hall, the man, the myth, the legendary running back out of Iowa State in his 4th year, looks to add a 1,000-yard season to his credit and looks to guide the Jets to dare I say it, the NFL playoffs, an East Division title? Is that possible? With a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers coming off of a major knee injury, with Garrett Wilson ranked in many fantasy receiving spots as one of the top five, who's the tight end? Where's the offensive line? And more importantly, where's the defense for the New York Jets? That seems to be the biggest question of all. But you got to build this offense around Breece Hall. Breece Hall is going to be the man that gets you some offense, that gets you some yards, and will actually have the chance to allow Aaron Rodgers to sit back in the pocket and throw some dimes. He's going to need the time, especially with the beat up offensive line that returns this year for the New York Jets. There's a lot of optimism with the New York Jets, but all that optimism may be shot down in week 1 in Santa Clara. Speaking of shot down, Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins know that the offense goes through him. Where do we go from there? Raheem Mostert, great running back, spent some time in San Francisco. They got a great running game. They have Tyreek Hill. They have Jalen Waddle, but they don't have an offensive line. Remember at the tail end of last year, what happened? 4/5 of that offensive line was done. And though they got to the playoffs on a walk-off kick from Daniel Carlson, that was the last game that they won. And then they got drilled in Kansas City in the playoffs. What happens next? They now extended Tua. They have extended Tua for another 4 years. I said this on my morning show, and I will say it again. The only thing that concerns me about Tua is his health. 2 years ago, he took 3 concussions in a span of 14 weeks. And not many people can come back from that. And remember, Tua had a significant injury at Alabama when playing Texas A&M. Has he bounced back from that yet? There is no mistaking the fact that Tua has a ton of talent to lend to the Miami Dolphins. And now that they have safely ensconced him and put him as the man to lead the Dolphins at quarterback for the next 4 to 5 years, it's time for the Dolphins to really build this offense around Tua. The only problem? Well, they got to build an offensive line. As mentioned before, 4/5 of that offensive line decimated and lost to injury. That's where they have to begin. Last but not least, we go to the top and we look at the Buffalo Bills, who lost a couple of weapons, but are still the favorites to come out of the AFC East Division. What? How do you explain that when losing Stephon Diggs, when losing Devin Singletary? Well, Devin Singletary is replaced with James Cook. And James Cook is going to have to become their Thurman Thomas of the 21st century and really get this offense going. Josh Allen can only do so much. And yes, he can throw and run the ball. But again, Josh Allen can only do so much, especially when they see their foils in the Kansas City Chiefs. How does this work? How does losing weapons still make you the favorite to win the AFC East Division? Well, a lot of that depends on the Buffalo defense, which got a little more solid, but lost a big piece in Leonard Floyd, who signed with San Francisco. To go over the questions again for the AFC East, where do the Patriots begin to build? For the New York Jets, they must ride Breece Lightning all the way to a division title if they're able to compete for one. For the Miami Dolphins, everything, and I do mean everything, has to go through Tua, but they also have to develop the running game. And last but not least, the Buffalo Bills must see Allen rise. He's got to stay healthy, he's got to stay competitive, and he's got to guide this Buffalo Bills offense. That's a quick look at the AFC East. Who do you think will come out of the East Division? Does it belong to the Buffalo Bills one more time, or do the Miami Dolphins finally usurp the Bills and claim the division that they haven't had in a long time? Make your comments down below. And if you like everything that you are seeing and hearing, drop a like and a subscribe to youtube.com/snowman multimedia. Hit us up on Cash App to help grow the channel, or a super chat to help us grow the channel and grow the network as well. We now return you to your regularly scheduled villainous news programming. I'll get that right one day. Thanks For now, Brian Snow, so long, everybody.